Greetings, it's Jess, and I am here to talk about the full moon in Capricorn happening July 20th through July 21st. It happens in the wee hours, that transition phase from Saturday into Sunday. For our friends in Hawaii, this is happening as early as 12:17 a.m. For those of you on the eastern seaboard, this will hit at 6:17 in the morning. And for my brethren on the west coast, the California coast, we are experiencing this at 3:17 a.m. exactly. So, this is a big one. Not just personally, but politically. If you've had your any consciousness whatsoever, you can tell that things have been a little off. Strange events are happening. And it's not just domestically, it's globally. So there are so many countries having pivotal elections at this time, America being just one of them. So everything is shaking up. All right. Why is this full moon in Capricorn such a big deal? Let me count the ways. Number one, this Capricorn full moon appearing, as I said, in the wee hours of twilight. It's a blue moon, right? Blue moon, you saw me standing alone without a dream in my heart. That song? How, things that only happen once in a blue moon, random events, strange occurrences. That day is upon us. We are at the blue moon, and weird things are happening, strange things are happening, things that you could not foresee and maybe don't like that much. But hey, we're here, and well, the good thing is after that blue moon happens, the sun will rise. So I am holding that image in my heart. um, Number two, this full blue moon, it hits at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So of all the 360 degrees of a zodiac, I have a visual. Ooh, all the 360 degrees of a zodiac circle. Right. Okay. Basic geometry. The 1 degree point, I guess on this, if Capricorn is here, it's right at the end there. See the line between Capricorn and Aquarius. 29 degrees of Capricorn on one side of the line, and then 0 degrees of Aquarius on the other side of the line. So the full moon is happening right there. And why does that matter, Jessica? Well, I'll tell you, because that is the point that Pluto has been seesawing across. He loves me not. He loves me not. Will we be subject to the same old power structures and anxieties and fear-based beliefs and slave morality and structures that deplete us? This mentality of work, be guilty. You do not own your life. You do not have agency over your individuality. And then Aquarius, which is, hey, it's awesome. Enjoy your humanity. Be in groups or don't. Do your own thing. It's kind of just about maintaining a really awesome vibe. That is the most basic breakdown of what the Aquarian age is. But that's the direction that we're being encouraged to pursue. Of course, there's a shadow side of the Aquarius age, and we have seen that too in recent months with developments as Pluto has been at 0 Aquarius. So we're getting a little taste positively with the raising of consciousness, people, being more open to things like Reiki and yoga and talk therapy and energy and really, crystals and astrology and all that. So people are really getting their feet wet in this interdimensionality that we are more than this physical existence. Spirituality is a bigger deal. It's more popular. On the dark side of the Aquarian ushering, you have things like the merging of humanity and machines. So neural links, a lot less privacy. They monitor everything, so keep your Bluetooth off. Haha, you didn't hear that from me. Even in parking lots, I'm walking by like parking lots, and they monitor the Bluetooth in your electric cars to see how long you're spending there. It's just a lot of unnecessary data collection. So there's that side of things, and then there's the, hey, just be a free human and do what you love. The things that we can do to make a living are changing. Like you can be a Reiki instructor, a Reiki master, and make, pretty decent living to support your family. Beautiful things are happening. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so why is that important today? Because that 29-degree mark of Capricorn, we're getting a full moon on that. And full moons, blow things up. Whatever is there, whatever condensation has not fallen, think of a storm cloud, like a big gray storm cloud, and you're like, oh man, we are just any second now, we are going to get a lot of rain because those clouds are ominous. They're rubbing against each other. It's thunderous. All the animals have fled. The birds have stopped singing. That's the point. That's the degree point. And when the moon becomes full, things release. There's a lot of gravity there on the water in our bodies. Water is our emotional core, our lymphatic system, how we react to stimuli, how we filter that out, whether or not there are lymphatic blockages. So full moons, arguments tend to happen. Strong emotional reactions are par for the course. Being near water feels really good. The waves, the tide, just listening to that can be very soothing. More accidents because there's more gravity pressing down on our bodies. And people are more emotionally charged, so they do dumb emotional things. They say things that they don't mean. They just let someone have it. They snap. And that's just something to be mindful of. So knowing that that is the weather helps us have a little bit more awareness of what the energy that we're steeped in is and what choices we have. So we are not, just out in the middle of a torrential downpour without an umbrella. We know, hey, there's a rainstorm a-coming. Maybe I should grab a jacket with a hood. Maybe I should not plan a picnic that day. And this is why astrology is very useful. Okay, number 3. This blue moon is not standing alone, like the song says. It actually has some potent support. And why this is hitting now, this 29-degree mark where the full moon is hitting, is going to illuminate or show us, bring out from the shadow, something that we can expect to be dealing with on a more substantial basis once Pluto moves back to that degree point, because we are not fully into the Aquarian age with Pluto being on the other side of the line. It's going to go back into Capricorn, the last degree of Capricorn, which is the government, which is power structures, the patriarchy, power over. It goes back into Capricorn just in time for all of the elections happening all over the world. Haha, wow. It's not a pretty picture, the astrology charts for November. Just control what you can control and watch what you are reacting to, what energy you are allowing into your personal field, what you are allowing to influence your decisions. And that's all I can safely say. Yes. So, whatever happens this week, whatever emotions come up, whatever themes, this is just a taste of what is to be drilled with a jackhammer. And I'm talking not just personally, like I said, politically. So Pluto is an outer planet, and we have a lot of activity from outer planets too. These are generational. So we're all, as a human species, whoever incarnated to be alive at this time, we are all experiencing this together. That's what outer planets rule. Outer planets rule whole generations of societies because they take so long to go around. So they influence more people for a longer period of time. All right. Yes. So, back to number 3. This blue moon has a lot of support to dissolve the last support beams, the last, pillars. If you think of the ancient Greek or Roman ruins, there are still some pretty strong columns standing, right? The pyramids, it's still there. The structural integrity is intact. But there are other ruins that are not doing as well. So that's kind of what America is right now. It's not in the best shape. There's a lot of rumbling in the concrete jungling. So I know that these are strong words, but this is kind of a dress rehearsal this week for the big shebang in a couple of months, personally and politically. So look at the themes that you are experiencing in your life. If there's anything out of the blue that's like, wow, this is uncomfortable, or wow, this is all of a sudden an invitation, put a pin in that because it's not done. We also have Mercury going retrograde on August 4th. So whatever we're experiencing, we are in the shadow right now. Whatever is simmering right now, these themes are not going to go anywhere. So either make peace with it, again, control what you can control, make peace with it, or find a way to manipulate. I know that is a negative word usually, but like you have the power to express what you need in a situation, to not just go along with the tide, with what's happening. You can say, hey, I don't like this, I'm uncomfortable with this, here's a suggestion, why don't we try this instead? That way you get what you need and I can get what I need to. Or find out where the weak spots are, like a ship relationship, the SS, you and me. Where are the holes in the boat? Let's look for the holes in the boat. Where are the soft spots? Where are the points of weakness? Because we want to make sure that whatever happens in the big uncertainty to come, both personally and politically, because we cannot ignore the fact that the external world does dictate, political policy influences whether or not people go to work, whether or not people can drive their cars, how they feel about each other for some, reason, who they can trust, who they are aligned with, who's my clan, who's my tribe. Don't let them put you at war against any of your neighbors. I'm getting off my script. Yes, okay. So, planet-wise, Neptune in Pisces is also at 29 degrees. So we got a lot of planets at 29 degrees, that ultimate last degree point. So we are just really hitting home those last little hooks that are keeping us tied to a way of life and a manner of being, a manner of operating ourselves that is not meant to carry forward. This is a time for ending and cleansing and severing cycles, attachments, faulty beliefs that are hindering us ultimately. How can you be bigger than these little attachments? I know they feel very big right now. I just got some news I'm not thrilled with. That's really poking a sore spot for me personally, and I'm like, okay, I can be bigger than this. Nothing is permanent. I'll be okay. Oh, but I want to cry in the shower a little bit. That's life. We're all, it's growing pains, and I'm looking at it like that. Like, all right, if I get over this, am I really so weak that this will destroy me? Of being watching, like, am I being super melodramatic? I am. I'm allowed to be. Everyone is. Just, not forever. Okay. Yes, Neptune is at 29 degrees, which is actually a positive aspect. That's a trine because they're both in water. Well, it's sextiling, so that's a really lovely one. It's a sextile. We're doing great. We're dissolving the things, we are being shown the things, illuminated, the structures in our lives that are not supposed to be there. Because Neptune removes things, it dissolves things, and it rules Pisces, which is about the endings. It's a 12th sign. And Neptune is at 29 degrees of Pisces. So, Pisces, very last sign, 12 out of 12, very last one. 29 degrees is the very last degree. So Neptune is at the very last degree of the very last sign. So in this whole 360-degree circle, Pisces is at the very, very, very last one. 360 out of 360. And that's an ending point. That's a major karmic ending point. And we all signed up to be here to let go of whatever needs to be let gone and carry on with what we have, which is probably a lot more once we let go of what we think we need. I'm thinking about like that the kid with a hand in the pickle jar, and he's gripping a pickle, and he's like, I want this pickle so bad, but he can't, he has to let go of the pickle to get his hand out of the jar. So we're in a conundrum here, aren't we? What pickle are you holding on to so hard? You got your fist in a jar of vinegar, homie. You're holding on to that pickle for dear life because you are so fixated that I need this pickle. This pickle is mine. I am not complete without pickle. And if you just let it go, you get your whole hand back, and you can grab for anything. Flowers, a friend's hand, uh, a fork to get more pickles. Maybe there's a better way. Anywho, yes. Okay, also we have Uranus moving through Taurus. It's almost at 29, it's at 26, which is still kind of influential, but that's why all of our life paths have been experiencing such earthquakes, and the ways and means of the world as we know it have shifted so much. Television is different, relationships are different, marriage is, attitudes towards marriage are very different, education systems are different. A lot of people are homeschooling. Healthcare is different. The policies on farmland are shifting. Natural resources are shifting. What constitutes art has changed. People will pay thousands of dollars to go watch a scrawny man in a bucket over his head with a laptop, and that's music. Hey, that's a musical artist, and we have to respect the fact that they are being creators of something that brings people together. Even if we don't see the value in it, it has intrinsic value, and that's another thing. Judgment is so strong right now. So even if you don't see value in something, somebody else might, and it's, hey, don't defecate on their delight. Let's crochet that on a tea cozy. Anywho, this is the second full moon in Capricorn. We had one 28 days ago, 1 month ago, right? That was at 1 degree, very first degree. So this one is at the 29th. We went from first to last. We did hit a midpoint with the Cancer new moon, which happened on July 5th, yes. And that reset the lunar cycle, because before we had a full moon before the new moon. So we were experiencing the heaviness. The shoe dropped, and then it was like, well, what are you going to do about this? Now we're going to be back on a new moon first thing, so we can kind of dictate our new beginning. We have more power, more agency in the way that the energy is flowing from the moon to initiate, to make our claim, to place our wager on the table before the, dealer sets out the thing. So we initiate, and that's a really, don't knock that. Have your intention. Know what you are aspiring towards having, seeing in the world. This second Capricorn moon is a degree of stability, effort, and completion. So the time has come, once in a blue moon, the time has come to take responsibility for yourself and the time that you have left on this planet. It's ruled by Saturn, so is Aquarius. And Saturn is the timekeeper. Saturn is the Grim Reaper. It has the scythe, and it determines, hey, karmically, when are things due? When is it, when's your number up, homie? In whatever way. It brings the physical karmic thing. So they are the things that you experience. People think that's a bad thing, but karma can be very lovely. So if you were, like paying insurance, let's say that, and it's money, it's being paid. I am, or let's go with something beautiful, because I noticed the flowers and I know nothing about insurance. Every day you go on a walk and you get a cup of water from the water cooler and you take it outside, and then you sip like half of it and you dump it in the grass. And you've been working at the same place for like 6 or 7 months, and every day you get a water, you go, you say, okay, my break gets over, I may dump this in the grass. And little did you know that there was a bird had left some seeds on that little area of grass. And every time you came by and dumped a cup of water, you were nourishing these seeds. And then they pop up, and maybe they're tomatoes, maybe they're flowers. And all of a sudden, one day you're like, oh my God, these beautiful flowers. Oh my God, there's tomatoes. And they wouldn't have happened if you didn't, put in the effort, the diligent, consistent effort. And now all of a sudden, hey, karmic payout. I got free tomatoes. Awesome. They are so much better than the ones you get at the store. So This moon is to remind you that you are in control of your life experience. No one else. You cannot assign responsibility. You cannot blame anyone else for the conditions under which you are currently living and the mindset under which you are currently viewing yourself and your surroundings. Other people, your career, how you spend your downtime, how much downtime you have, how much time you have to enjoy yourself and your life, and the quality of life that you have. Those are all things that are your responsibility. Not saying that this is a time to just like nose to the grindstone and you better, work. It's not all about money and that, but it is a reminder that if there are things that need to change in your life right now, if there are sticking points hindering your progression into the person that you want to be, into the way you want to feel every day when you wake up, into how you use your energy throughout the day so that you go to bed pleasantly exhausted. I love that. When I have a big to-do list, I call it my marching orders, and I get everything done for the day. Maybe a couple of things that I was over ambitious about. I'm like, okay, cool. That one, they're longer term projects. If I didn't make progress on that today, I'm all okay with it. So this is a full moon for surrendering. Ultimately, we are surrendering to the recalibration of your energy and your priorities. We are surrendering the dysfunction. Yay! We are just surrendering the dysfunction that has become like home, because so many of us live in a very cozy state of dysfunction. Things are awry, the dishes are stacked up, there's, hoarding happening, boxes, bags everywhere. You don't need all of that. You can have more space to put flowers, to plant an herb garden on the windowsill, to put up a painting that you did because you had the time to take an art class. There's little things we can be doing to make our world a little bit brighter every single day, and it starts with stopping the excuses. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us, because it's like, wow, oh my goodness, you're right. I have totally been shooting myself in the foot here when I want to make progress in that direction, because we give ourselves the first no. I really want to go on a road trip. I want to go to, Temecula. I don't, but hey, if I wanted to, why not? But then I'd have to get a hotel, and I'd have to pay for gas, and gas is so expensive, and, I'd have to make a plan, and that's who has time. I don't have time to make that kind of plan to do the thing that I really want to do with my time, so I'm just going to sit at home and watch TV, and then go to the store, and then buy groceries that I put in my fridge and I don't eat, because I'd rather just order takeout because I don't feel like cooking by the time I'm done doing the job that I don't really like, or being in traffic for that long. You see how we deplete, you undercut your own happiness, and this is about, hey, stop. Stop undercutting your happiness. It's really frightening to commit to a life of joy. It's not always easy, but it does lead to freedom. How about that? Okay. Yes, bottom line, stop giving your power away. We do it all the time. Even in our emotional reactions, hey, somebody said this, now I have to get mad because that's justified to get angry when somebody, honks at me, or, they flip me off. And it's like, all right, I'm not going to take that personally. I'm not going to carry that negativity through me. I'm not going to allow myself to be a conduit for that kind of caca. It stops at my window. It stops right here. No, please, not that way. That's actually a qigong move, to be honest, and I do this a lot. Literally, like, you stand in a horse stance, so you're stable, grounded, weight evenly distributed across both feet, and you literally just like with an exhale, or you can do it by your ears. Immediately next to your ears, you just scoop it and put it over there. You scoop it and you put it over there, so it does not enter into your mental space. You're just like, nope, parry, deflect, blocked, over there. My space is clear. I am the sun, the energy. I bring in the fresh prana from the sun, the sky, the trees and ground surrounding me. I am aligned and your bullshit cannot come in. Hey, make a song. Why not? It makes things a little brighter. Okay, you have so much control over your experience in your life. Even the little things, from how bright your phone screen is, how much blue light you're allowing into your eyes. You can turn the brightness down. You can put your phone on airplane mode so that you don't get ding, 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 ding notifications. I hate that. I cannot live like that. My phone never makes noise. Big question for this full moon. What truth do you have inside of you that has yet to be imbued with the attention and action to activate it and bring it into fruition? I want you. This is me, Jess. I am very much hoping that you cut off the power supply, literally yank the IV out from the things that you allow to suck your emotional energy. Would you care too much about what is weighing you down? What do you react? What feels heavy? What feels so heavy in your life? My favorite Aldous Huxley quote is from a book called The Island. I have not read the book, but the quote is very impactful. And it's lightly, child, lightly. Feel everything lightly, even though you are feeling deeply. Everywhere around you are puddles of quicksand sucking at your feet. Tread lightly. And it's a reminder that, yeah, we do lay ourselves down to die on these things that we allow to take us down. Instead of, catching experiences like a feather, we catch them like a meteorite and then into the center of the world. There's magma in there. It doesn't feel so good. If you catch everything like it's a feather, you'll never be weighed down. And that's, hearkening of that Egyptian afterlife. They put your heart on a scale, and if it's light, you go off into the sunshine to Ra, and if it's heavy, you gotta go somewhere else where there's alligators and darkness. So be light. Take experiences lightly. And that's something that I am reminding myself of as I say these words. Yes, okay. Stop settling for a less than life. This full moon, you are breaking through the brick. Capricorn is all about bricks. Where are you laying the brick? But because of the Uranus, because of the Neptune, we're dissolving. We're breaking through brick. This is not like the Three Little Pigs, where the brick was the last stand. No, we're at a time right now where brick can be broken. Brick can be blown away just as easily as straw. And that doesn't mean that you don't have protection. It just means that you can be a lot more free and expansive than you ever thought possible. So, this full moon, we are committing to ending the dysfunction. We are committing to accepting the growing pains that happen, because when you grow, it's uncomfortable because you have to commit to that new set of values, that new set of standards you are holding yourself to, and that is very important. Because when you betray your own standards, you don't trust yourself. And that leads to a lot of depression, because that means, I am not even sticking up for myself and my own boundaries. So you have no hope in anyone else doing that. People treat you the way you treat yourself. And if you don't treat yourself with that kind of respect, you will allow other people to do the same to you, and you won't feel like you matter. And that's really sad. That was a little heavy. That was not maybe a meteorite, but like a potato. Instead of a feather, I just caught a potato with that one. But, we learn to not take things so heavily, because the sun is shining. It's summer. There's so much fruit on the trees. There's so much more beauty to look at. Okay, so full moon, homework. Go out there and abolish the terror standing in the way between you and your joy. All right, next treat. I am a writer for a magazine, Molly and My Magazine, and you are going to get your personal horoscope. Normally, this would cost you $9.99 is our check stand price. If you subscribe, you get it delivered to your mailbox for a little bit less than that. But you are going to be getting the horoscope that I write. And this horoscope takes me some time, because I always write more than will fit, and then I have to fit it into, a 2-page spread. Which is why newspaper horoscopes and magazine horoscopes have such a terrible reputation. They're never true. Why? Because you have to fit the whole sky over 3 months into, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. So, good thing I have a master's degree in screenwriting, because this is a real skill set to be accurate and impactful in minimal words. Okay, so for Aries. Aries, this is your summer horoscope. Anticipate the ripple effect and find ways to set positive, enjoyable consequences in motion, right? Positive consequences, that water cup into the grass, tomatoes, flowers. Set positive consequences up. That's kind of a long-term thing, which is a difficult thing for Aries to do. It's very like, I want it now, I'm going to go, I want it, me. It'll be too easy to connect with people. Your ideas will spread like wildfire. A casual suggestion can wind up a commitment, especially when it comes to spontaneous purchases, trips, or romantic interests. There is a good chance something you expect to be a one and done will end up lingering to impact your daily health and work routine. Hopefully for the better, right? Set up positive consequences. Don't say yes to something that you're like, oh, this will be short term, right? And then chances are, given your horoscope, it'll be around longer than you want it to. So think carefully before you say yes. Taurus. Taurus, after an onslaught of life-altering urgencies, I know a couple of Tauruses very well, and yes, life-altering urgencies and reroutes. You're almost out of the woods. Home stretch, homie. This summer nudges you to remember that you also have the ability to pull the rug out from under people. You can do it too. And change the rules, especially when it comes to claiming what has been denied or quitting something very unpleasant. We have an eclipse in September. September's eclipse for you, Taurus, will lift some major emotional tension from your shoulders. Gemini. Gemini, it's going to be a golden summer for Geminis, with things flowing easily in your favor. Awesome. Prepare to radiate in big ways or small, but keep your feet on the ground as you indulge yourself. Make space for others' needs too. September's eclipse poses a harsh aspect to your sun that could bring refined maturity or a big karmic repossession, depending on how you behave, right? So thank the little people, give back what you're getting, understand that everything is a cycle. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and riding high in April, shot down in May, that Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin, that's life. I think it's Sinatra, but yeah. And the more gracious and generous you are while you're up, the easier time you'll have afterwards. I think it's a Rumi quote, but if you do a good deed and toss it into the river, it'll come back to you when you're in the desert. So that stuff, what goes around comes around. So gratitude always. Cancer, surprisingly unemotional decisions will be made when it comes to your home or work life. Normally they'd be pretty emotionally charged, especially for Cancer, but you're like, you know what? Nope, this is what we're doing. No emotion. Instead of showing up to support someone else's world, it's your turn to decide how the world gets to know you. If you don't like where you are, you can leave. You are just as free to initiate things that grant you the space to grow in a direction that feels good. Okay. Leo, you will be reconsidering your sense of self, prompted by some deeper questions involving intimate relationships or an obsession with a taboo topic of interest. Online forums and courses will be a great place to explore and discuss your discoveries. You can attend events and workshops and classes to meet others on the path. So Leo's going to be doing some deep dives into their sense of self, and there's some fun things to explore in that realm. Virgos, if you are not pleased with the people and the things in your life, ask yourself why you're fighting so hard for a situation you don't care for. Retreat from the routine and seek personal playtime, giving yourself full permission to be as silly or as sad as you show up. So we're worrying less about the presentation of things and just showing up as we are. That's your practice, Virgo. Trust a close companion to listen as you unpack psychological and spiritual beliefs. The realizations will be priceless. Just sharing how you're feeling, sharing your authentic feelings, and just letting that be, letting it all come out as it needs to, and then you realize, like, oh, wow. So, yeah, opening up to friends, Virgo. Libra, you may get pulled into some strange places and circumstances involving groups of people you thought you were done with. Oh, they're back again. Well, what are we doing? The bizarro deja vu will throw you for a loop, but this is the universe giving you the chance to revisit and complete a lesson the right way, right? Because lessons keep coming our way until we do them correctly and make peace with them correctly until we learn them. You can't just sweep them under the rug. Libras love to be charming and get away with, not really letting things down without really forsaking things, or they give way too much. Anywho, whatever situation that you're back in, all of a sudden, it will most likely be profitable. So that's good. Alrighty, Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome to a new level of success, authority, or freedom. Trust that you are ready for it. So Scorpio, if you feel like you've graduated in life and you feel like a more mature air about you, you take yourself a little more seriously, maybe a lot more seriously, you're ready for it. It's time. And prepare to process incoming information and outdated emotions quickly. As you learn the ropes of this graduation, you'll need to simultaneously drop old, stubborn, sticking points. So a re-emphasis of everything I said about the full moon. September's eclipse will bring a payoff event of inner pride. Something will happen and you'll get a great emotional payoff of inner pride of how much you have come into yourself. That can happen in so many beautiful ways. Sagittarius, the summer is a great season for relationships for you. Spending closer time with a significant other or attracting a serendipitous opposite who pushes you to reunite with an old career dream or a bucket list adventure. So you'll bring in somebody who will just kind of make you remember what makes you feel alive. Ooh, that sounds like a delightful movie. Set an intention for boundless joy and let the universe present your match. How fun. September's eclipse brings a commitment, so don't have too much fun. Or, make sure you're having fun that you want to last a while. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn, you are feeling the importance of time and how your possessions and profession reflect your values. So what's around you? How does that reflect who you are? Does it? The eye-opening awareness of how quickly life passes will make changing jobs and parting with assets or acquaintances much less daunting. So it's easier for you to let go of things that you're like, you know what? I kind of don't care. I kind of don't want this tomorrow or 5 years from now. So I'm just going to say la vie, sayonara. By September, the eclipse, you will be happily downsizing and donating or investing in a person or cause that warms your heart. Awesome. Aquarius, you might feel some friction with the people you see on a daily basis. Make note of all the little things that annoy you and ask yourself where the triggers originated. Anything you avoid looking at can show up as a nagging health issue. What are your non-negotiables when it comes to personal space and emotional wellness? And what actions must you take to achieve this? So Aquarius is especially looking for the holes in the boat, because if you don't deal with them, it's not gonna bode so well for your health this end of summer into the eclipse season. Pisces, this is a summer of staying the course and claiming something for yourself. Pisces has waited a very long time for the opportunity to make this exhilarating move. So whatever big decision you made, I know 2 Pisces, 3, because 2 of them are married, that have recently committed to a new home space. That's theirs, that they're very happy with, that they can grow with and do the things they want to with. So keep investing in the process and continually deflecting the intrusive opinions and invitations from others. By September, you will have a fortified and fulfilled sense of self and something to stand on that is 100% yours. Awesome. Cool. So that is your $9.99 horoscope for free. I wish you a beautiful Capricorn full moon. I hope you make a lot of interesting discoveries, and if you ever want anyone to bounce what you're going through off of, I am always here, free of charge, and happy to talk about what we're all going through together. So I will talk to you when the moon is new again. Take care. We're all in it. All right.